Please forgive the narration format. I had audio troubles and it could not be helped. In August, I talked to a mortgage broker who said he was confident he could get us in a home. We started home searching, and it took us a little over 4 months to find a home that fit our needs and our price point. But in January, on January 26th specifically, we got the keys to our new home. This is the living room. I'm going to take this opportunity to give you a tour. It's dark outside, so this is going to be just a tour of the inside for now. And we will start here. Here is the front door. Now, also what I'm going to do in this video is share with you some of the restoration, upgrades, renovations that we are planning to do. One of which is this tile in front of the front door. It was set a little bit too high, and the front door would drag on it pretty hard. And the result is you can see the broken tile here, and several of the tiles were cracked. At least half of them were cracked. Now this front room we were planning to turn into the music room where I would do my teaching and kind of be the professional space of the house. And for that, we wanted to do hardwood. So we were planning to pull up the carpet and put in hardwood. Over here, we have the fireplace. This is a feature my wife and I were both very excited about in this home. I grew up with a wood-burning stove, and they are near and dear to my heart, very nostalgic. This fireplace is currently not functioning, but it is not decommissioned. We just need a chimney sweep to come out and fix a couple things for it to be viable. One thing that we will want to fix around the fireplace is this baseboard down here, which, if you look at it, is just a couple 2x4s that somebody just nailed down. And they didn't even cut it symmetrically. You can see the cut line here, the short side overlaps, but over on the other side, they did it the opposite way. These boards, there's nothing fancy about them, so we'll just pull them out and replace them with something a little more decorative. We do really like the hearth up here and are planning to keep that. The wall lights, my wife likes them on this side, but even though it is a matching set on the other side of the room, she does not like them there. So we will probably do something at least with those two. So behind me in this shot is most likely where we are going to put the grand piano. We are so excited to have a home and a room big enough to bring the grand piano. Also in this room, this is an oddity, there is this doorway that goes into the main bedroom, and we don't like it. It ruins the spacing of the wall on both sides in both rooms. So one of our first projects is to remove that for the carpeting and flooring to work out. So there it is. Here I'm going over the spacing. The piano is going to be there to my right, your left, and probably a desk in the other corner. Now we move into what would have been the formal dining room. This is a room we are planning to turn into either a media room, having the TV and such, or the library. It depends on what we can do with one of the rooms downstairs. Those two rooms will be flip-flopped. We were at this time planning to carpet this room. We're thinking about putting in either some pocket doors or just some doors in general to be able to separate the two rooms, the business space from the other part of the house. So this is a nice sized room, very usable for something. As we get our furniture moved in, that will really help some of the decisions. One of the things consistent throughout this home, the homeowner was not a good housekeeper. There is years and years of dust and grossness all over this house. Window seals, blinds, carpet, everything. So one of our first priorities after we get the carpet pulled out is to dive into a deep clean of the entire home. From the dining room, we head to the kitchen after my wife gives you a panorama. Welcome to the kitchen. One of the things we were really excited about with this home was the size of the kitchen. My wife really wanted space in the kitchen for a kitchen table, and this definitely has it. Now, the rest of the layout of the kitchen isn't fantastic. I am planning a remodel in the future. That's probably a couple years down the road, but this will be very usable in the meantime. The stove here is in rough shape. It's missing a burner. The inspector said that you can't use a burner and the oven at the same time. It's either or, and all kinds of potential safety hazards. So we went and put a unit on hold at a local appliance place, and we'll make arrangements to get that delivered. Here I'm talking about the fridge space and moving that fridge to the other wall, and perhaps taking the space where the fridge currently is and putting in some shelves and maybe like a pantry closet type of thing. And that would give a better triangle of use, the triangle being the sink to the oven to the fridge. So those are some of the things we want to do in the kitchen, but they will be in the future. The stairway to downstairs is over in the corner, but we're going to come back to that. Here's the panorama of the kitchen. There's some good things here to work with, but definitely some things we want to improve in the future. So now we're back to what will be the main bedroom. And that doorway behind me is the one I told you is going to come out. And that'll make that whole wall just much more usable. This is a pretty average size bedroom, a little bigger than 120 square feet. We're going to need to fix up those blinds, as you can see. We do have a closet, but I think I can expand the closet. In the hallway is a linen cupboard that takes up that whole space of wall right there, and I just don't think that is needed. So I think I'm going to try to cut it down by about half to right there and extend our closet a little bit. That's pretty much the bedroom, the master bedroom for now. Here is that linen cupboard with some drawers, very vintage to the home. But you can see how deep it is. Unless you wanted to put blankets in there, it just really doesn't need to be that deep for towels and maybe some sheets. We've got some drawers with classic wallpaper type material on the bottom for a little decoration. Adds to some character of the home. The drawers will work great, so we're going to leave that feature there. We'll just amend it a little bit. Hallway is going to get new carpet. One of the downsides to older homes like this is they typically only have one bathroom, which is what we have here. Now, this is a nicer bathroom than a lot of ones we looked at as far as spacing goes. A lot of homes we looked at did not have room for a vanity This one does have room. It doesn't currently have one. That's a project for maybe later this summer for me to put in. But you can see here it definitely has the size for it. We'll see if we keep the sink or not. It's a good cast iron sink. And build around it, or if we want to replace it. After we spend some time in the home, we'll know. Here is la toilette. And then we've got a standard combo bathtub shower. This doesn't look too old, but when they put the bathtub in, they broke some of the flooring underneath and did not repair it. And the inspector said that will shorten the life of the tub because it's one of the support points for the tub. So that will need to be repaired. I'm thinking I might eventually want to just put a walk-in shower, and when we add a second bathroom in the future, put a tub down there. And here is the other room upstairs, a little bit smaller bedroom. This is going to be my wife's hobby room. So there's going to be sewing and painting in here. It's got good natural light with the 2 windows. And there is a small closet you can see here. Unfortunately, no room to expand this closet because the bathroom, shower, and tub are directly behind that wall. In fact, the shut-off access for the water is through that closet. But otherwise, it's a very usable room for which we will also be putting in some carpet. So now, let's head back through the kitchen and head downstairs. We're going to stop on the stairs here for a second. One of the things I found very quickly is that this little turn in the stairs right here at the top is very inconvenient. Just bringing up my little toolbox made it clear that this was just not very usable. So I think I'll take out that little post that my left hand is resting on and move it over to the other side, that one right there, and straighten the stairs. I think that will make them much more usable. And they're easily accessed from underneath, so that's a very doable DIY project. These stairs were matted with dog hair from the previous owner. They were really gross. My wife and I, we like animals. We like dogs. But you gotta clean up when you've got them, and she didn't. So straight down the stairs, going straight forward, we have this room. This is the other one. It's kind of under the dining room, and this is the other option to be either the library or the media room. I think we would prefer it to be the media room. It'll depend on if we can get a couch to fit through the door. That doorway into the room is a little on the narrow side. It would be tight. But this is a good room. It's very dense as far as the walls and stuff go, which would make it good for a media room because the sound is not going to travel very well. So it would stay pretty well contained in this room. We are thinking of a project that would eventually remove that wall. I'll show you that a little bit later. There's also a little closet here in this room. I'm not sure what we would use it for. We are considering carpeting this room, but may not carpet the whole thing, just part of it. If you take a left at the bottom of the stairs, you end up in this room. This is going to potentially be my hobby room, where my leatherwork and gunsmithing will take place. It's a good sized room. It does have a window. Here are the stairs upstairs I was talking about. This is the access where I should be able to take them out, put in a proper stair runner, and just redesign them a little bit to be much nicer. Then we head into the storage, utility, and laundry room, all kind of combined. The previous owner did leave her washer, and we are going to put that to use. That's going to be for my mechanic clothes that I use that get oily and greasy and grimy. We will wash them in that one, and then wash our nice clothes in our washer that's coming with us. I will want to run some water lines, do a split line over to this wall so that the washer and dryer can be closer together, just for convenience. And we've got shelving here for storage. Most likely, most of our camping gear is going to go here. And here is the utility area of the house. This furnace, the inspector said, is one of the oldest he has seen. It is still functioning and functioning just fine. I may try to upgrade the circuit board. That'll be something to worry about a little bit later. Here we have the last room. Behind this wall was the other room. This is the wall I said that we were thinking about knocking out in the long term and converting this room into like a walk-in closet and bathroom. And so that room and this room would combine to basically become the master suite. So this room has lots of potential. We'll see what we ultimately end up doing with it. And then behind this door, this is the access to the crawl space, which is underneath the living room, pretty much the whole living room. So there is potential. I'll have to have an engineer come look at it, but I am thinking long term of maybe cutting out some of that concrete wall, making an access and excavating the dirt and adding another 200 or so square feet to the house. That's something for way in the future, but I see it as a possibility. The inspector also said that the attic was wide open, and so there's potential to turn that into a bonus room and expand upwards as well. We just have to find a place to put stairs to go up there. So that's pretty much the living space we have in the house, what we have to work with. We're very excited about the projects. We'll give you a tour of the outside when it is daylight. I apologize for the voiceover format, but it couldn't be helped. And I hope that will not discourage you from joining us on other videos. We will get the audio solved. If you'd like to follow us along with us as we do our home renovation and move in, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.